It's the year 2250, and humanity's no longer tethered to Earth. We've soared to new heights, scattering across the Milky Way like seeds on the wind, planting colonies on distant planets with names we can barely pronounce. Our guides? The Galactic Council, a league of advanced alien civilizations who shepherded us into this golden age of peace and tech. To most, they're the wise elders we owe everything to, the cornerstone of our interstellar success. But not everyone's buying it. Captain Mira Lang, a decorated officer of the Interstellar Fleet, has always had this quiet itch, a flicker of doubt about the Council's flawless facade. She's never voiced it loud, but it's there, simmering beneath her calm, steely exterior. That itch turns into a full-blown fire when her ship, the ISS Odyssey, picks up something strange. They're patrolling the fringes of the Andromeda Cluster, way out where the stars feel cold and lonely, when a cryptic transmission crackles through the comms. It's not in any language the crew recognizes, just a jumble of sounds from some forgotten tongue. Myra's curiosity flares. She can't let it go. She forwards a message to Dr. Elias, a linguistics genius who spent his life decoding ancient alien chatter. A week later, he calls her back, his voice tight with urgency. "Mira, this is bad," he says. "Real bad." The transmission's a warning from the Archons, an extinct race who once sat on the Council. Their message? The Council is playing us. They've got a sinister endgame. Enslave humanity once we're no longer useful. And the proof's in a bioweapon called Eclipse, designed to wipe out our numbers and leave the survivors groveling at their feet. Myra's gut twists. This isn't just a theory. It's a ticking clock. She gathers her crew in the Odyssey's briefing room, the hum of the ship's engines underscoring the tension. There's Lieutenant Kira, her tactical officer with nerves of steel, Chief Engineer Malik, who could coax a dying engine back to life with his bare hands, and a dozen others, all loyal to the bone. She lays it out, every chilling detail, and they don't hesitate. "We take this to the United Earth Government," she says. No delays. They nod, faces set with grim resolve. The plan simple. Chart a course back to Earth, deliver the evidence, and blow the Council's cover wide open. But as the Odyssey's engines roar to life, Mira can't shake the prickling feeling that they're not alone. She's right. Their comms have been tapped. The Council's already on their tail. The crew dives into action, moving like a well-oiled machine. Kira bolts the ship's defenses tighter than a drum, while Malik tweaks the engines until they purr with raw power. Dr. Elias stays patched in from his lab, digging deeper into the Archon warning like a man possessed. "We're ready, Captain," Kira reports, her voice steady despite the storm brewing outside. "Good," Mira replies, her gaze locked on the view screen. "Set course for Earth. Engage hyperdrive." The Odyssey leaps forward, stars stretching into dazzling streaks as they blast through hyperspace toward the Sol system. Myra's mind races. Every second counts, and the Council won't let them slip away that easy. Days into the journey, the sensors scream. A fleet of Council warships blinks into existence, cutting off their path like a wall of steel and fire. Myra's heart slams against her ribs. "Evasive maneuvers," she barks. The Odyssey twists and dives, plasma beams scorching the void where they've been seconds before. Missile salvos explode in brilliant blooms of light, shaking the hull. Kira's fingers dance across her console, plotting hyperspace jumps to shake the blockade. But the enemy's relentless. "Captain, we can't keep this up," she yells over blaring alarms. "Head for the Oort cloud," Mira snaps. "We'll hide there and regroup." The ship lurches into another jump, vanishing into the icy shroud of comets and debris at the edge of the Sol system. They catch their breath in the Oort cloud's frozen embrace, the Odyssey cloaked among drifting ice and rock. Mira calls her senior officers to the bridge, Dr. Elias joining via hololink, his face pale and drawn. "We've got to warn the colonies in the UEG," he says, "but we can't tip our hand." The Council's watching. Mira nods. "We split up, smaller teams, different sectors. No direct moves." The crew agrees, determination flickering in their eyes. But just as they start prepping, a distress call cuts through the static. It's Captain Jonas, an old friend commanding the ISS Vanguard. He's been sniffing around Council activity in the Perseus arm and stumbled onto more dirt about Eclipse. Now he's under fire, begging for help. Go dark, drifting lifelessly. Hyperdrive, now! The Odyssey and Vanguard vanish, reappearing near a remote UEG outpost. They deliver their evidence, and the truth hits like a shockwave. The UEG rallies, spreading the warning across every colony. In weeks, humanity's gearing up, countermeasures for Eclipse in the works, alliances forming with alien races who've also tasted the Council's boot. The first battles of the Galactic War ignite, and humanity's not blind anymore. They fight with fire and unity, Mira and her crew at the forefront, symbols of defiance. But the Council doesn't back down. They strike again as the Odyssey nears Earth, a massive fleet ambushing them in the Sol system. Incoming dead ahead. Kira yells. Mira grits her teeth. Shields up, engines hot. Evade. The ship dances through the onslaught, hull groaning, but holding. They're outnumbered 10-1, and Kira's voice cuts through chaos. We need an out. Or cloud again, Mira says. Jump. They escape by a hair, regrouping in the icy shadows. Elias confirms the worst. Eclipse is real and it's coming fast. They split the crew, covert missions to warn the galaxy. When Jonas's distress call hits again, back to the Perseus arm they go, diving into another brutal fight. The Vanguard on its last legs, and Mira pushes the Odyssey to its limit, buying time. The EMP saves them once more. Fry the enemy fleet, and they limp to the UEG with the truth. The war escalates. A colossal Council armada descends on Proxima Centauri, humanity's stronghold. It's do or die. Mira leads a charge, the Odyssey slashing through enemy lines. A transmission from Admiral Takara crackles and, "Take out their flagship, it's the key." Mira zeroes in, weaving through chaos to strike the beast's heart. The flagship crumbles, its explosion a blinding flare, and the Council's forces scatter. It's not the end, but it's a turning point. Humanity rebuilds, stronger, allied with races like the tech-savvy Valari and Fierce Drawer. Mira stand on the bridge, staring into stars. The fight's far from over, but she's ready. Humanity won't run. They'll rise, united, forging a future from the ashes of betrayal. What do we do, Captain? Kira asks, her brow creased with worry. We save him, Mira says, her voice iron. Plot a course to the Perseus arm. The Odyssey jumps again, dropping into a chaos of flashing beams and crumbling ships. The Vanguard's a wreck, shields flickering, hull scarred, but Jonas is still fighting. All hands, combat stations. Mira orders. Protect the Vanguard at all costs. The Odyssey roars into the fray, weapons blazing side by side with Jonas's ship. The crew's flawless. Kira landing precise shots. Malik keeping the engine screaming, but the Council's numbers are crushing. We're losing ground. Kira warns. Myra's mind spins, then locks onto a desperate gamble, an untested EMP prototype stashed in the armory. Prep it, she says. It's our only shot. The crew scrambles. Moments later, the EMP's ready, a hulking beast of wires and energy. Fire! Mira shouts. A pulse rips from the Odyssey, a silent tsunami washing over the battlefield. One by one, the Council ships,